Okay, hey YouTube, this is Matthew Morgan coming back to make another video. And what this has to do with is like police brutality and violence and why it happens. Okay, for starters, how y'all doing? I'm cool. I'm cool. Now, just to make this understood, because I learned this from Family Guy. There are good cops like there are bad. There's cops that have their own little motives when it comes to justice and all that. And there's cops with their own definition of justice and all that. But anyway, just to make a long story short, when a lot of these cops get hired on the force, they are what you call brainwashed. Mostly the black ones, but definitely the white ones too. When they go through their training camp, they are taught, like they're shown this book, and it's like a book of, you know, color scheme, like charcoal black, dark, midnight. I think it's brown, light brown, beige, light skin, and then white. Anything past white is friend. Anything darker than, anything beige and above is enemy. Anything below beige is your friend. So basically, if you're beige and darker than that, you're an enemy and you're a threat. If you're white or light or bright, I'm sorry. If you're beige and darker, you're an enemy. But if you're white, light, and bright, you're a friend. You don't pose a threat, even if you actually do. Second thing, they actually teach the black cops that your own kind is against you at all times, and they always mean you no good, so you have to always be prepared for anything. Now all the white people are for you, all the black people are against you. Then they just keep reteaching them the same thing, and then they take them to their own classes where they teach them how to shoot, but they put the black faces and the white faces, and they tell them always shoot the black person with no type of how you doing, what are you up to, just shoot them. They're an enemy. You don't have to ask them no questions. White people always ask them what they're doing, why they're doing it, where they're going, all that kind of stuff. Second thing is when they put them out on the streets, meaning the police, first, they will put the black cops in the worst ghetto possible around their own people, so they can only see the worst in their own kind, which will brainwash them and make them hate their own kind. They'll put the white police around their own kind in the best neighborhoods so they can think the highest of their own kind. Then they'll switch it around. Put the black cops in the suburbs so they can see all the prosperous white people doing well. Then they'll put the white cops in the hood so they can see all the drugs and the violence and the gangs and make them think less of black people, basically. Then sometimes, if the black cop's not strong in their willpower, they'll turn into what's called a coon. And then the police force will purposely pair a black cop to a racist white one. And either that white cop will turn that black cop racist, or the black cop will make the white cop see the error of his racist ways. Now, like I said, all white cops are not racist. Some of them are actually very cool. Some are just misled. And some are bullies who got power and now they're trying to abuse it, basically. So, yeah. So if you ever wonder why an African American police officer acts like a jackass towards you and you're the same race, it's a lot more of the time they've been brainwashed to see you as the enemy and a white person as their friend. But then there's also that thing of it might not even always be you're an enemy or a friend. It's this cop doesn't know what this person in this car is capable of. They might be carrying a gun. What if there's only one cop and there's more than one person in that car that he's walking up to? How does he know he won't get shot on sight? There's always something. You have to learn to see it from more than one direction. Because remember, at the end of the day, a lot of these cops are just doing their job. So it's not always a racial thing. It's just knowing what to expect and not knowing what to expect. It'll bring the fear out of a person and make you do things you never thought you would do. Because remember, at the end of the day, all these cops are human. So some have evil motives, some are just unaware of the situation. So, hey, that's what happens.